Hi everyone. Today I have a what sold video for the items that sold between June 8th and June 14th of 2025. Spoiler alert, we we did not do that well this week, but that's okay. Um, Definitely can see summer slowdown starting for us. Last month we did just awesome. We did $1,200, a little over $1,200 in profit. I'm not sure. Um, I'm not sure what's really changed for this month, other than just maybe some people buying less items. We had no sales on Mercari and we only had two on Poshmark. So it was a bit of a surprise. But I did run a Father's Day sale over this past weekend. It's still running today. And I'm just hoping that that will help increase some of our sales so that we can, even if we obviously can tell we won't be making our $1,000 goal this month, but hopefully we will still do okay. All right, so now for our two Poshmark sales. We sold these Gloria Vanderbilt jeans, and I had mentioned in one of my last videos where I showed these, my mom picked these up for like I think $1 or $2 at the consignment end of the month sale. And so I wasn't really expecting to make much off of them, but she said maybe just because of the size, they'd do okay and they were pretty good condition. So they sold for $9. I'm not going to talk about um the like normally I say our average cost of goods is $4 and it still kind of is, but as I mentioned before, we are doing this new spreadsheet thing here. So like now I have um the actual cost of goods going in to find the profit. So you see here, we put these online on listed them on May 8th. They sold June 11th. We paid $2. They sold on Poshmark. They sold for $9. There was $2.95 in fees taken out, so we profited $4.05. So I'm actually getting the legitimate profit off of these and not just saying $4 for everything. You'll also see here that some items we will have paid $5.55 for, $4.48 is another um uh common cost for us for items. And then sometimes when I just buy things off of like my mom, you'll see here I pay like $2 or 4 depending on the item. So we are looking at the actual profit, not just subtracting any longer the average of $4. So you should be getting a more accurate profit total from these videos now. And then these Isabel maternity pants, these sold for $10. I think this was something that I had actually relisted recently because I know these had sat for a while. I've mentioned before, and I'll say it again, maternity does not really sell well. I have not found that we can't sell it at consignment stores, not our consignment store at least. The Clothes Mentor, which is the adult version of Plato's Closet, they don't take maternity any longer here. So I really don't have any options. The only other thing I could have done was maybe list this in one of my local Facebook mom groups, but I probably wouldn't have gotten much more than this, so I'm fine with it. Our total profit on Poshmark for that second week was $11.10. Yikes. And now we're going to move on to eBay. We sold this Eddie Bauer men's gray t-shirt. It sold for $7. A pool float, and some of these are with I think that 30% off discount. This sold, so did this? Yes, this sold on the 30% discount for $7. This sold with a 30% discount for $7. I was really hoping this wouldn't cost more because it was decently heavy, but luckily it just we're in North Carolina and it went to South Carolina, so it didn't cost that much to ship, and the price that we had on there was appropriate. This Kick It vintage Y2K skirt sold with that 30% off discount for $28. I am finding that the 30% off discount seems to do pretty well, and I'm pretty much having a sale every 1 to 2 months, I would say. Like we did a Father's Day sale, a Mother's Day, and Memorial Day sale. The next one will be in July. We'll have a 4th of July sale. and that 30% seems to do pretty well. And as I've mentioned before, once this sale ends today, then I will go and immediately send a 20% off offer, kind of as like a second chance deal for anybody who's watching any of our items on eBay. This Talbot's seashell printed top sold for $15.30. I did notice that, actually, I'm not sure. I was wondering if the promoted listing would add on top of the 30% sale, but I'm not sure if anything sold that had a promoted listing or by promoted listing with the 30%. I'm not sure if I'll have any of that to look at. This was that lot of two kind of basic long sleeve t-shirts sold for $13. Chico's long open cardigan, $21.25. That was a newer item. This was an older item I was glad to get out. This was a Simply Southern long sleeve t-shirt, sold for $9.18. And I do suggest if you have anything that's got the graphic more so on the back, that you list the item with the back showing in the first photo. A faux wrap Talbot's dress sold for $25.50. And lastly, this cute Sahali cottagecore maxi dress, which you'll remember I got at that like yard, it was like a community kind of sale, and I paid $2 per item, and this sold for 30, and it sold very quickly. I was excited. Our total profit on eBay for that second week of June was $77.52, incredibly close to the week before, just made like $5 extra. So yeah, that was not much. And again, nothing on Mercari. Luckily, we're still making sales at the consignment store. And I will pick up the cash from that at the end of the month. So in total, in that second week, we profited $88.62, which is $100 less than the week before. Again, that summer slowdown for you is just kind of to be expected. But because we were making some decent sales in these last few days, I'm hoping that that will increase when I do the next what sold video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope your sales are doing a little better than ours, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.